This is Jeff Goodman. Thanks for joining me for another edition of Good and Plenty Podcast. Every week, every Tuesday, you can subscribe on Stitcher, iTunes, CLNS Media. Please give us your feedback, good, bad, whatever you want to throw at us, we'll take it. I think you're going to like this week's guest, Enes Kanter of the New York Knicks. We'll laugh a little bit. It'll get serious with his situation with his family in Turkey. He'll talk about his tweet that he threw out there about Adam Silver in a Golden State Warriors uniform right after Boogie Cousins signed with the Warriors. And here we go, Enes Kanter. Now pleased to be joined by New York Knicks big man Enes Kanter, who I think in a day and age of NBA Twitter personalities, Enes, I think you got to be like top 5, maybe even top 3. What do you think?
Put me in the top 2. Come on, man.
Who would you put ahead of you? Who's the number one NBA like Twitter account that you got to follow? Who's that guy?
I have not followed. I think you know it's Joel. I know. I mean, he's been awesome on Twitter and social media, but you got to put me at least top 3, man. Top 2, top 3.
Listen, when you put up the picture of Adam Silver after DeMarcus Cousins signed, announced he was going to Golden State, and you put that picture up of Adam Silver in a Golden State uniform, and I think it was something to the effect of Adam Silver has agreed to a mid-level deal with Golden State. Sources told me.
State, yep.
Man.
Well, I posted that picture, and 5 minutes later, I'm like, oh, my God, how about if I get a fine? I texted the New York – yes, I texted the PR guy, the New York PR guy. He's like, am I getting fined, man? He said, uh-oh, what did you do again? And then he went up there to check the Twitter, and then I got a call from the front office and say, hey, don't poke every bear. I'm like, okay, my fault. I'm just going to poke a few.
Did you ever hear from anybody at the NBA's office or Adam Silver on that?
Actually,
or no?
No. I'm shocked that nobody even called me. I'm shocked that I get no fine. Nobody called me. Nobody. I was like, okay, whatever. I guess they liked it or something. I don't know.
Listen, you show your personality. You're unafraid, and so what was your take? I know what that tweet was, but what was your take when Golden State, when Boogie Cousins announced, your fellow Kentucky big guy announced he was going to join the already dominant Golden State Warriors?
Yeah, I mean, I like the guy. He's really a good friend of mine. You know, I respect him a lot. And then, like, people are just hating on him. But the thing is, they're not doing anything illegal. Yep. You know, they're doing everything legal. You know, he just want to join the Warriors. But, like, it's like it goes all back to Chris Paul trade. You know, it goes back to Chris Paul trade when he was trying to come to Lakers, and league said no. Now this happened. I'm like, whatever. I mean, they're not doing anything illegal. I cannot judge them, but, like, it has to be some kind of balance in the league. And then I was like, oh, my gosh. Now it's like there is 5-6 team in the league, and then all the other teams are trying to rebuild. You know, I don't want to say they're ruining the league, but I'll just kind of they're ruining the league, you know?
Yeah, no, listen, I agree with you in a sense. I mean, listen, everybody wants to see Golden State play because they are fun to watch and how they play.
Yeah, of course.
It's a great brand of basketball, but you also want to see teams that you think have a legitimate chance to beat them. And right now, you look up and down the league. Man. Yeah, you're like, who? Who can beat them?
Yeah, they got like 1 or 2 teams, and then maybe like they can compete with them, but like that's it, you know?
Do you think – I live here in Boston, and I've known Brad Stevens a long time, and obviously they were without Gordon Hayward and Kyrie Irving at the playoffs last year. Do you think the Celtics are a team that legitimately can push Golden State, or only if the Warriors have injuries?
I think so. I think, like, obviously Boston is the top maybe 2 team in the East, top 2, and you got Philly, you got Boston. I don't know what's going on with Toronto, but I think they are the one in the East that they can actually compete with them, and if they got injured, you know, the Boston can actually beat them.
All right, so you know both Westbrook and KD. I know KD a lot better than I know Russ. I've known him since he was probably 14, 15 years old. Why do you think KD left Oklahoma City for Golden State? Like, have you thought about it? Have you talked to KD? Ever had a chance?
I did actually. Like people don't know. After he decided to go to Golden State, I texted him. Not many people knows about it, but I actually texted him. I said, "Good luck, my man," and he actually answered me back. But I think I've been hard on him so much the last 2 years, but like this guy just won two. He just got a 2-ring and 2 times MVP in a row. That's tough. I'm gonna give him credit. I think they've been playing very well. I don't want to say nothing bad about him anymore because he's a free agent next year. So I'm just gonna keep it calm a little bit, wait for next summer so we can try to recruit him.
You got to do a better job recruiting KD than you did LeBron, though, Enes. What happened there?
Oh my God, I know. Hey, the LeBron thing, man. I know he just slipped away went to Lakers.
I think that was done, though. I don't think you had a chance at the end of the day. I think that was done before it even got started, don't you?
Yes, I think so. Yeah. I think all the deals done way before the July 1st. I believe that. Yeah.
Westbrook, a guy that the media really we never get a chance to know a lot about Russ. I don't think he really likes the media a whole lot, to be honest.
Yeah, he doesn't like you guys at all.
He does not, which I respect him for in a sense, because the one thing I love about Russ is if Russ gets up there and you guys win the game and he plays like crap, he's still smiling. If he loses and he goes for 40, he's pissed off. He doesn't want to talk to anybody. So I like that about Russ. He's all about the right thing, which is winning. But from your perspective as his teammate for a while, give me something about Russ that people just don't know.
I mean, like, you guys like to see him on the court. Like he goes crazy. He makes fun of the other team, and then he like yells in people's face, and he's like a monster on the court. But like people don't know how good of a guy he is outside of the court. I mean, this guy goes almost like every week try to do a charity work, try to do events. He opened up 9 book clubs, KC and LA. And like in Thanksgiving, he gives away a lot of turkeys, a lot of meals.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a regular dude, man. I mean, just on the outside of basketball, like I told you guys that before, like in the plane, he drinks Snapple, eats gummy bears, and he plays 2K. Like it's a very different guy outside of the court. He actually makes a lot of jokes. He loves to laugh. Of course, like he's talking, still talking trash to everybody outside of basketball off the court. But I think just people don't know what a guy he is outside of the court. People just see one side of Russ, but there is other side of Russ too.
What do you think of his wardrobe? What do you think of the way he dresses, Enes?
Oh my God, I need to see that wardrobe, man. I never seen anything like that because like some games he was coming to the game, we're just like looking at each other like with other teammates like what is it? What is this? This is not fashion. This is something else. I want to see that wardrobe so bad.
I want to see you wear his wardrobe.
No. I mean, I'm European. I wear some weird stuff sometimes, but his thing is, I don't know what to call it.
Who dresses better, you or Porzingis?
Oh, well, I give him he dresses better.
He
I
does.
Give him credit. He does dress pretty good.
How much are you looking forward to? I mean, you only played, I think, 45 games with him last year, and I think you guys were only a few games under 500 in the games that you guys played together. We're both on the court. Have you had a chance to talk to him over the offseason? And what's it going to take for this Knicks team for you guys to be able to gel and maybe overachieve beyond what people think you're going to do this year?
I mean, after he got the injury, I talked to him. It was just really sad for not just for him, for everybody, because he was about to make this his first All-Star game. He was about to have a big contract this summer. He still will get it probably, but it was just like everything was going really good for us, and that injury happened. And it's a really big injury. And this guy is 7'3", and it just put everybody in not just the players, the whole organization were in a really terrible mood. I remember the next day it was like a funeral. The meeting room was like a funeral, and it was really bad. Everybody was so frustrated because like, we were thinking about making the playoffs. The first 20, 25 games we started the season, and we're like, we're good. We're gonna make the playoffs, you know. But what is gonna take us to get to the next level? I think we're gonna wait for them, of course, but we have a lot of talented young players, and I think with all the draft we had, all the young guys we had, I think we have a group of guys who are willing to learn and who's hungry and humble. So we're just gonna go out and try to get better every day, because it's New York, it's tough. Everybody's watching, everybody criticize New York, but it's a good thing that those kind of things can motivate you. So I think all we can do is just go out there and have fun, man. Just get a better every day.
Yeah, I mean, your front court certainly, especially if Kevin Knox, kind of follows up on what he did in the summer league. You throw him and you and Porzingis out there, you're in good shape. But would you agree that Frank Ntilikina might be as important as anybody on this Knicks team and his development?
Of course. I mean, one thing people don't understand, like he was just 18, 19 years old. He just turned 20, whatever, like a week ago maybe. So he's so young and talented, but people were just like so hard on him. I remember my first year in the league, it was just like, I didn't know what's going on, what was going on. But I think the most important thing for him, just work hard every day, give yourself 100%, and just have fun. And like I said, he's hungry, he's humble, and willing to learn. That's what it takes and to get to the next level. And he's getting better. He's watching all the players around the league, all the point guards around the league. I think he's there defensively, and he's getting better and better offensively every day.
All right, so I talked to your brother, who graduated from Xavier recently, just signed his pro contract, pro contract in France, and congratulations to him, by the way. He said how much you helped him deal with missing that last shot against in the NCAA tournament. Yeah, I mean, he also gave me some good stuff about you, Enes, and he said, I said, what is Enes not really that good at? And he had a long list: singing, dancing.
Yes, terrible at it.
He also said that you're a terrible driver, and he thinks you haven't driven a car in like 2 years. Is that true?
No, I do. See, I used to drive in Oklahoma City and Utah. Now in New York, the cab drivers, man, they drive me crazy. So it's terrible. It's actually so scary to drive in New York, man.
You got to be more aggressive, Enes. The key to the cab drivers is you have to be more aggressive than the New York City cab driver.
See, off the court, I'm not aggressive on the court. So off the court, I'm more chill. And then when the cab driver is like, oh my God, I want to just get out and just punch him in the face. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna drive. I'm just letting my friends drive me around and stuff. But singing and dancing, terrible at it. I admit it. I'm so bad at it. I need to learn how to dance.
Who can you learn from? There's got to be somebody on the team that can teach you, right?
I was actually gonna learn from Russell, but not anymore. But I'm watching all the players dancing and stuff, but I don't feel comfortable dancing out there yet.
Well, hopefully eventually. And driving, your brother told me that you gave him a new car when he graduated, I think, high school, going into his freshman year at college. And, I mean, the things that you've done off the court, I saw it recently with helping out victims in Greece, going to camps. I mean, it's funny because you're that guy that doesn't take himself too seriously on one hand, but on the other hand, does everything he can to stand up for maybe people that are wrong, people that are in need. How is that?
I mean, it's important.
Yeah.
I mean, it's important. You got to do both. I mean, first, you got to have fun. You got to have fun. You always have to smile because it's your job to smile. People that have to see you smiling, being happy, giving back to the community, and just always being with the kids, talk to them, trying to inspire them. But the other hand, whenever we do these kind of things, like give back to the community, or just like going there to do basketball camps. So like my basketball camp's not just about, oh, just go there, play 2 hours basketball, and no, it's not that. My thing is just go out there, just have fun with the kids, inspire them, and talking about not just basketball, about life, about education, how important education is. It's always so weird because when we do Q&A with the kids will like see me talking about how important the schoolworks are, how important education is, how important the giving back to community. People are like, okay, this is weird. NBA players talking about education is more important than basketball. Some kids were like, I feel like some kids' face is like, okay, this is very weird. But I think it's just so important for them to get, educated, stay in a school, just give back to community, do a lot of charity work, events and everything. I think it's important. But at the same time, you got to have fun, man. You got to put the smile on kids' face. It's practice.
Well, you did that plenty. I mean, you see by the videos you posted. One video, you get rejected by the rim. Another video, kids like draining threes over you. And I think one kid, didn't he come up to you afterwards and he called you trash?
Trash, yeah. I mean, he was all over. He was on ESPN. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's terrible.
Then you lose to a kid in knockout who's like how old? 6 years old, 7 years old, maybe?
Yes, he's like not even 18 yet. So 6 or 7 years old.
But
it's good.
Yeah. Well,
go ahead.
I was going to say, when did you get to that point when you were comfortable in your own skin?
What do you mean?
Like when were you comfortable enough with who you were that you were able to poke fun at yourself like that publicly? When you're able to stand up, and we'll talk about this next, against the Turkish government, those types of things. When were you strong enough to be able to do those things?
See, about my basketball stuff, like on the court stuff, my first 4 year, people were making fun of me so much about, oh, he cannot jump, he cannot defend, he cannot da-da-da-da. And then it was actually so bothering me so much. It was like get into my head. Now with all the social media stuff, like I was reading comments, I'm like, oh my gosh, those are terrible. But and then after that, I was like, you know what? You gotta have fun. You gotta put a smile on people's face. This is my job, so I don't care what the haters said. I'm just gonna make fun of myself. Who cares? It's fun because those kids will never forget about, oh, I just beat a knockout an NBA player, or I just score on an NBA player. Yep. It doesn't matter who, I just score on an NBA player.
No, you made their day.
And then I would yes, I mean, you made that day, and they will never forget it. I mean, how many 6-year-old kid is on ESPN making a 3 on NBA player? I think it's awesome. I mean, whatever. But I think it's so after my fifth year, I was like starting to be like, okay, you gotta have fun. You gotta put a smile on kids' face. You just gotta, you cannot listen to outside distraction, or you just gotta like, haters gonna hate. You cannot worry about them. Just you go do your thing.
To me, and it's the most impactful thing that you've done, and I think you would probably agree, is standing up for your country, for the people in your country. And you've done that and come out and compared the current president, and I don't know if I'm going to pronounce it right. I'm going to try. Is it Erdogan?
Erdogan, yes.
Okay. Yeah. So you compared him to Hitler at one point, and your dad right now is a professor who they're trying to put in prison. And I think they've seeked a prison term of 5 to 10 years, basically saying he's a member of a terror group. And they're trying to do the same to you. I mean, they took away your visa, your passport, and I think they're trying to put you in jail if they could ever do that at this point. How do you deal with this whole situation, Enes, and stay true to who you are with everything that's going on around you and your family?
Mm-hmm. It's tough because, I mean, it's tough for me, for my teammates, because sometimes some of the news were coming out. The Enes Kanter just got 4 years in prison if you ever go back to Turkey. And then I walked into that locker room, people were just looking at me so weird. It was like, you okay? I'm like, yeah, man, I'm used to this kind of stuff. Don't worry about it. And then like the front office tried to have like a meeting with me. I'm like, I'm fine, guys. Don't worry about it. I'm used to this kind of stuff. But of course it's tough, of course, but you cannot show it because, I mean, this stuff is the personal stuff. You cannot let it affect you or your teammates or your team. But I think my thing is just with all the Turkish stuff, man. I mean, I try to, bring my family to America, but the Turkish government took their passport away, so they cannot travel anymore. So it's very sad that, not just one time. I mean, people know my story because, I played in NBA. Yeah. But there is all those, like, thousands and thousands family stories out there just struggling and, just in jails, getting kidnapped, getting killed, and getting, raped. And then when I see, like, say this kind of stuff, like, people say I'm just saying it. I'm just saying, giving numbers or no. Or there's all these reports out there out there and say, like, Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, Human Rights Foundation, UN. So there's all these reports out there saying that those things are happening in Turkey. And for me, I was like, I have a platform. I played in NBA and I have a voice. And I'm trying to use my voice in a good cause. And that's what I'm trying to, like, people are saying, are you crazy? There's, your family's still there. Just stop talking and play basketball. I'm like, I'm trying to be the voice of all the innocent people because, all those people, all those families out there are just my friends, my neighbors, my family members sometimes. But that's why my thing is just, hey, I know when you talk about this kind of stuff, you're never going to get big endorsements. I'm not, the only reason I don't have no shoe deal is just because of this.
You think so? I think otherwise you'd have some. You have no shoe deal right now, zero.
I was actually talking to my agency, Priority Sport. If you want to talk to them, you can talk to them. You can call them and talk to them. So I was actually talking to them about the shoe deals. And then they said, we called Nike. They said, we love Enes. We've been watching him. We want to give him contract. But just because of what's happened in Turkey, we cannot give him any contract. Because if we give him any contract, then they will shut everything off, like every our store in Turkey.
So it's not worth it.
The Turkish national team, Turkish national team told Nike and they do not give Enes no contract. So it's, and not just them, all the others, companies. But I think, of course you're gonna make some money, but I mean the thing I'm doing, I think, is way bigger than the money or the shoe deal, whatever, or all the other stuff. Because I'm gonna find a shoe to wear in a game. But it's sad that like all these companies are even scared to give me any contract. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll just wear something. Yes.
When's the last time you saw your parents?
Ooh, I think last time I saw my parents, it was in 2016.
2016, and did you go over there?
2015, yeah. I was in Turkey. That was the last time I was in Turkey. So.
And what changed after that? Did the president, did just you become more outspoken at that point, and then you?
That too, but I think that, I don't know if you how much you follow Middle East or Turkey. So there was this coup attempt thing happened in Turkey in 2016, July 15. After that happened, things got just so much crazy. So, I mean, now it's weird. I can't even go back to the country, but like some of the babies are born in like the U.S. or all the other countries. Parents cannot even take them to the Turkish embassy, get them a passport because, I mean, they said you guys are speaking out against the Erdogan, the president, the government. You guys are, bad people. Don't even come to embassy. So all those babies are born, don't even have passports. And it's very sad. It's very weird and sad because, I mean, people. Don't get me wrong. I love my country. Sure. I love my flag. I love my people. My problem is not with my country or with my whoever. My problem is with the regime and with the government in Turkey right now.
So, are you able to talk or communicate with your dad? Is he in jail right now, or is he out awaiting? Go ahead.
He had like kind of like an arrest warrant or something, and I posted out there too. There was like I think around like 10 or 15 years. but he's not in the jail right now. But so I think it was like a year or 2 years ago. I can't really remember. So they came to my house. Police came to my house in Turkey, and they raided my house. And when they come to my house, they took every electronics away, the phones away, the computers away, laptops away, every electronics away. They wanted to see if I am still in contact with my family or not.
Right.
Because if they see any text message like, "Oh, hi mom, how are you?" or just, "Hey dad, how you doing?" then they'll be all in trouble. So I mean, my brother is here. My brother was here. Now he's going to France, but my brother was here, so I would just communicate him through my brother, like, "Hey, how's mom doing? How's dad doing?" But most of it is just it was from my brother.
I can't even imagine what that's like, though, to not be able to communicate, with your parents and not know what they're, how your dad's doing and everything like that. I mean, for somebody your age, that's got to be difficult to try to kind of wrap your arms around all this and not knowing how he's doing.
It's tough, man, because it's your family. It's your family. They raised you. They're proud of you. Now, I mean, the Turkey, it's weird because I was in OKC before, and we made a playoff. They stopped showing OKC games in Turkey. And now I'm in New York. They don't show any New York Knicks games in Turkey.
None. So nobody can see you play in Turkey.
They show all 29 games. They watch the 29 teams they show, but Knicks they don't show.
Wow. So your family, like not extended family, friends, nobody back there, and they're doing this just to hurt you.
Just so people won't like me in Turkey because of, if people get to know me better, get to know me more, they can follow my Twitter. So that's why they banned my Twitter in Turkey. So if you ever go to Turkey, try to see what I posted on Twitter or somewhere, you cannot see. It will say, whittle account or something.
Wow. That is amazing to me, what lengths they've gone to try to keep you quiet and silence you, from getting your opinion out there. But, wow. Well, listen, $18 million is what you got this past year to opt into your contract. What will you do with some of that as far as helping people? What are some of the things you'll do or have done with that money? Because I know you try to help as much as you can. You go to camps, whether it's in Africa, wherever it is, to try to help kids. What are some of the things that you've done or will do or want to do?
I used to travel. I used to travel outside of the country. Now I cannot because all this crazy stuff. Because they canceled my passport, so I cannot travel outside of the country.
Wow.
And so my thing is I'm doing all my charity work in America. So this summer I'm planning to do. I think I did like a lot of them. I'm planning to do 17 or 18 basketball camps in different states. And like when I do basketball camps, everybody does basketball camps in LA, in Vegas, Miami, New York. So I want to do basketball camps or like charity work in some like weird places.
Like where?
Like like Montana, South Dakota, Iowa, or like some Alaska, Hawaii, or just some like people that don't, like NBA players won't go. Because like there's no nightlife, there is no fun, there is no da-da-da. So I want to go to those places and inspire kids over there because they deserve it too. So that's why like this summer I went to Iowa, I went to Seattle, I went to some different places. But next year I'm planning to go like some like the places like Idaho, Montana, or South or North Dakota, Alaska. So like it's fun because go ahead.
So you're not a partier then? Not a big time partier? Like are you in New York?
No. I don't party at all, man. Because it's for me, like people are like saying, "Hey, you're doing all this stuff. Like, why don't you just go to a beach and just get relaxed and just hang out?" I'm like, man, I feel like I'm wasting my time if I go to a beach or if I go to just hang out and just take time off. But I'm taking some time off. I'm just go to going out there and just hanging out with people and with my friends and stuff, but not going out, no party.
You're going to let more little kids beat you at various games on the court, right? You know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And it's fun because you inspire all those kids, and it's so much fun.
So I want to get your take on this one, which happened this past week, was probably it's slow right now in the NBA season, but our president, Donald Trump, tweets out something about LeBron James and basically that he was just interviewed by the dumbest man at television.
Oh my God.
He made LeBron look smart, which isn't easy to do. And then he finishes it off with, "I like Mike," meaning Michael Jordan, of course. What was your thought? I mean, on that, what was your reaction when you heard it?
It's very sad, man, because of what LeBron is doing. I mean, I know we get in a fight and stuff with LeBron, but what he's doing off the court stuff, man, it's inspiring everybody and inspiring NBA players too. You know, because he just went out there, opened up schools, doing all this charity work, giving back to the community. It inspires me a lot. And the president is like, I'm not from here. And when I was young, when I was a kid, when I think about America, I was thinking about freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and human rights. Now you look at it, it's like you are the number one guy in America. You represent America. And you cannot be trolling people on Twitter. Like, come on, man. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, he's not Joel Embiid.
LeBron James.
Right.
Yeah, no, you're not. You represent the whole America. You should be like, I don't know, more serious or more
reputable.
Whatever.
Just like, reputable. Yeah. Just conducting yourself in a professional manner. You know, I mean.
There you go. That's a better way to put it. And then like all those immigrants now, like, it's scared of America because if the number one guy in America, president, is like this, and then it's sad that he polarized people. That's what I hear because that's what's happening to me in my country. It's just sad. All I can, I'm not from here. I'm becoming an American citizen soon, I hope, in a couple of years. But right now, all I can do is just, man, pray for the country, man, because what people going through, what all these immigrants going through, all those, innocent people going through, it's very tough, man, because it's happening. It happened in my country, and now it's like, I don't even want to go back to my country. Now it's happened in America, and when you think about America, it's like the best country in the world. But now you see that these things are happening. It's killing my heart, man. But I hope, all I can do is just pray for the country.
Yeah, it's divided. I mean, I think that's what it's starting to do, and that's probably what you saw back home in Turkey is it starts to divide instead of kind of keep people together. And, listen, I never thought in a million years that I would ever see people verbally attacking the president of the United States on Twitter. Like
never.
A ton of them. I mean, without regard, without any fear, just going at the president of the United States. And I think there's something wrong with that. Forget about all the other stuff. But as I said, I mean, just kind of conducting yourself and not taking shots at people. Like, that's not what the president, to me, should be all about. And,
no.
It's sad.
I agree 100%, man.
This isn't basketball. To take a shot at LeBron James in a week where he opened up a school for kids just makes no sense whatsoever. I mean, listen, LeBron, you could say what you want about LeBron. And I've known him not well, but since he was 14, 15 years old. You could say what you want about him, but you don't hear too many things negative about LeBron James. I just saw him out in Vegas. I was out there for the national team stuff and AAU stuff. And I went to another reporter who told me his son, who's 13, is playing in an AAU game. So I'm like, I'll go out there and check it out. So I'm watching the game basically next to LeBron, and LeBron knows every player on his kids' team, their name. He gives them feedback when they come off the court, and it's all positive, good feedback. He's sitting there completely locked into he knows the plays they're running. Like he put in plays for that team. And I was just like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I was just like, you know what? That's what a dad should be. And I tweeted that out, and people kind of came back at me. Somebody said, well, you should know every every kid's name on your kid's team, on your son's team. I said, well, I don't know every one of my daughter's friends' names. I don't know everyone. Maybe I'm a bad dad.
No, man, this is it's special, definitely. What he's doing, man, he represents the NBA in a very, very good way. We are lucky to have a player like him and going against him or playing with him. It's NBA is, not just us, the whole NBA is lucky to have a player like him, man. I'm with him 100%.
Well, listen, I appreciate you taking the time. Honestly, I mean this. You're a fascinating individual again. And what you stand for is something that I think a lot of other people respect, not just in basketball, but outside of basketball. And keep being you. Good luck this season, and hopefully I'll see you soon.
Thank you, my man. I appreciate it.
All right, take care, Enes. Thanks for joining us for another edition of Good and Plenty Podcast. Obviously, thanks to Enes Kanter, who was terrific. Great combination of, again, a guy who can keep it light and also certainly bring some serious information to his life. And that's something that not a lot of people have. And you got to respect Kanter for being true to himself. Again, join us next week, every Tuesday, until we get to the season with the NBA podcast. We'll add in a college podcast again on Thursdays as we get closer to the college season. Subscribe, Stitcher, iTunes, CLNS Media. Thanks to Enes, and we will see you next week.